The strong man. The young man from Strathbogie downfield. It's well positioned and missed by McRae, picked up by Fairley. Out wide it comes and back to McRae is brilliant. McRae a long way out, a brilliant pass. That's the second time we found McCann. And young Dean McRae certainly looks a player of the future. Showing tons of promise and tons of class. Stephen McCann will make the distance easily. The angle is very, very acute. He's 60 degrees. Kicks it high and kicks it long, and it looked a very good kick. It's through, and they've taken the lead.
Well, 3 goals in 7 minutes. It's a great opening by the Kangaroos, and Love has been a very energetic player on that half-forward line. Actually, the whole North Melbourne side seems to be a bit quicker in this third term. They've lifted their level of intensity. We see Bolton off the ground as North Melbourne are starting to run, and coming on is number 31 for the Swans, which is Highland, and he's from Mangappa Cookadinia United.
It's Peter Booth country from ABC Radio, and he's the captain of the reserves, getting his first senior game.
Michael Filan.
Mossop out of the centre to half forward for North Melbourne, who really have a head of steam up. And aren't they dangerous when they're in this mood? Fairley with the left foot, not so hot that time. And Neil Cordy, veteran of almost 150 games with Footscray and the Swans, from halfback, kicks towards the centre line. Carroll floating from the side, but only got one hand on the ball. Thrip. Graham Cordy to Williams. Lovely left-hander. Neagle. Ball to the centre. Goes for Morwood. He's got it. 35 metres out directly in front. Relatively subdued performance from Tony Morwood, although he has kicked 2 goals. Should surely kick number 3 from directly in front. Not one to waste these opportunities. Wasted this one.
They always let you down when you say that.
It's the surest way of making a player miss, but he's levelled the scores, and we really have a contest.
And Harris, who's kicked the ball tremendous distances from fullback. No exception, right down to almost to the centre of the ground. A huge leap and a good mark by Carroll. Healy it was, quickly to Stevie Wright. Wright with a great long kick, and Morwood again. And Kappa's there too. Neither took it. Hawke comes through and takes the ball through for 1 behind.
And Kappa shaking his head there, because it's hard enough to outmark your opponent without outmarking your teammate as well. And we see Tom Hafey on the phone. I don't think he really wants Morwood and Kappa to be flying together.
Well, Harris has had 5 goals kicked against him, but his kicking in has been a treat. Tripp gets the hand pass, but badly fumbled by Filand, who probably felt fairly jittery about it, having just entered the ballpark. That's him, number 31, and there'd be a few butterflies fluttering around in the tummy at the moment.
And also at Mangappa Cookadinia United, I would say.
You love that town, don't you? You'll have to go and visit it, Kev. Well played, Wright. Outmanoeuvred Jim Cracker. Larkin comes in and gives assistance. And we'll see another throw in with the Swans in attack. But the Swans at this stage struggling just a little. They're 1 point behind after being 17 points up at half-time. Johnny Mossop, well played Healy. And what they do without Healy. McRae fights for it. Healy's still there. Ugly, messy football with nothing at all happening to get the ball away from this big pack. Another bounce.
Swans 68. North Melbourne 66. Right. Thrip. In a hurry to full forward. Kappa sets himself, but he's well boxed out from behind. Shepherded from behind is the ruling. The ball not within 5 metres is what the umpire is saying. And Warwick Kappa from point blank range gets another. Well, it should be a gimme, and it should be number 6.
I reckon Harris is a bit stiff here, because he just really stood his ground. He just stepped in front of Warwick. He didn't hang on to him, and he didn't try and shepherd him. He just took his run, and he just stood in front. I feel he had every right to do that.
Yep, I agree with that too. Kappa 20 metres out, perhaps. No angle to speak of. Splits the middle. Gets his 6th. And the Swans get to a 7-point lead.
48 for the season. It's a good tally.
That particular time, the ball was kicked short in actual fact, and Kappa was nowhere near the chance to contest. And we might just catch it here where Harris there just stood his ground. He didn't shepherd at all. And I feel that was a poor decision.
Yes, it was pretty tough because it was a certain giveaway of a goal, so you have to be pretty right with the decision so close to the goal front. Mossop wins another one. Stephen Wright underneath it. And they're all grabbing hold of Steve Wright, and Larkin was the man who did it. Larkin has also been a very good player. Not too often do you see Matthew Larkin play badly now. He's become one of the league's good ones. Mossop, well done. Browning, tackled. And again, ugly, untidy pack. There'll be another bounce.
So the Swans stopping a North Melbourne onslaught. The Roos starting the quarter with 3 goals. Crocker coming onto the field. Started the match well, but for one reason or another finds himself sidelined at the moment. And of course, Wayne Schimmelbusch out of the game with a lateral ligament injury. Browning gets it to the centre. 40, right, beautifully inside to Healy. Lovely long hand pass to Filan. Gets his first kick in league footy to Kappa. Too far for him. Bit too much adrenaline in the boot, perhaps. And it carried over Kappa's head. And the throw in the Swans' forward pocket.
Kappa made front position very good, well that time too. Mossop again playing a giant's role in the ruck to Ackley. Kappa taken away from him, grabbed by Arsieri. Back goes Kappa, and umpire was Mitchell, I think it is, who's decided to bounce it. Saws it is, yes.
In basketball, they would have had a jump ball then.
In comes Johnny Mossop and Ironmonger, and I repeat again how well Mossop done. Greg Williams, cool, calm, collected, and absolutely magnificent. Well, they say a good tennis player, a good golfer, a good anything's got lots of time, Kevin. That was showing Williams so cool.
Well, he's certainly had a good second quarter, and he's opened very well in the third quarter. After Michael Passmore did a reasonable tagging job on him. Larkin has had the job since the end of that second quarter, so it's going to be interesting to see whether the brilliance of Larkin can overcome the workman-like play of Williams.
So the Swans have kicked the last 2 and they've steadied, and they're about to go into attack once more through Neagle. Great solo effort this. Still on the centre line to half forward. Graham Cordy from behind has to go the spoil. Hawke finessing. Well played, Mitchell. How will it bounce? For Kappa at the back. No, it didn't quite carry. Crocker back in the action. And a throw in on the Swans' half-forward flank as Passmore is now on the interchange bench.
Another illustration of the amazing quickness of Hawke when he gets the ball with his hand passing. Here he comes again. Breaks through. Clever to Williams. Williams another goal. And Hawke, that was beautiful. A couple of superb hand passes in the last exchange. And certainly just so much ability as Paul Hawke.
And Mossop still winning in the ruck with the quick hands of Hawke to Williams. And we saw then Larkin a good 10 metres away from Williams from that boundary throw. And then when the ball is on the opposition's forward line, you should stand side to side, toe to toe, and just a bit too much latitude to a player of Williams's class.
The quarter halfway gone. North started it with 3 goals in the first 7 minutes. The Swans kicked 3 in the next 8. And we have status quo as Ironmonger kicks to half forward for the Swans. There's Hawke again, dragged unmercifully high. It's Filand, in fact, and a free kick 45 metres from goal, almost directly in front. Good, courageous stuff from Michael Filand. And he might earn a just reward now if he can kick long enough and straight enough. What a moment for him. Second kick in league football. Short approach. Good kick. He's done it. And I'd say he'd feel pretty good. And don't his teammates too, and they let him know it. Second kick in league football for Michael Filand is a goal, and he gives the Swans a 25-point lead.
Well, it's been an amazing quarter with the North Melbourne side opening in blistering fashion. 3 goals in the first 6 minutes. Now we see the Swans hitting back with 4 goals in the next 10 minutes. And Michael Folan came onto the ground and replaced David Bolton, so that move has proved to be a successful one.
Yes, a very brave one too, Kev. Out wide it comes. Healy, tackled high, threw it out. Free kick goes against him. It's McRae, who's kicked the ball beautifully. Tries to find Fairley this time. Carroll up above him, should have held that one. Steve McCann gets away from Henwood, running all the way away from goal. Hooks it back. Underneath it, the punch is Healy's. Wide out it goes, down from Henwood, down from Holden to Henwood. Back it goes, down to centre wing position this time. 2-1 against there, and here comes Ackley. Ackley steadies and kicks long. McDonald, no, it was Fairley behind. I can see that North player poised, the only one in position, and that was one of the easiest ones that Ian Fairley's taken. But he's certainly shown in the last few matches what an excellent pair of hands he's got, and has fulfilled the position that Tom Hafey would love to have, a good centre-half forward. And off he goes and puts it through, and it's been a rapid-fire goal quarter. That's his third.
We saw Fairley against Richmond hold down that key centre-half forward position very well. Last year he had a stint at centre-half back and played pretty well there, actually. It looked as if that may have been his position, but that lovely kick by Ackley, he had the sit without any problems there. That was an easy mark for Fairley. We see Darren Crock on there has gone down to full-back on Warwick Kappa, and Harris has been moved out onto Graham Cordy at centre-half back.
So North staying in touch, but still down by 19 points at the 18-minute mark. An important 10 or 12 minutes left in this quarter. Williams, Healy to half-forward. Hawke almost. Filan there to support with courage again. Graham Cordy, well tackled. Hawke, my word, it's no holds barred now. Thripp dispossessed. McCann now on the ball. Back to the centre line. McRae front position. Well done, Larkin. Arsiri now from behind the wing. Oh, not great delivery, but not well played by German, who tended to hang back and let Neil Cordy steal front position and take the mark.
Neil Cordy has a magnificent physique and tons of talent for that half-back flank. He should really be a star there. He has played well too. McCann in front, and McCann, one of the strongest marks you'll see, with Ironmonger trying to punch it away, was unsuccessful. Steve McCann, who's number 2 in the veteran stakes, but he's got a long way to go still, and he gallops off and sends it very long downfield. Cordy, a lovely leap and should have held it. Jim Cracker comes through the pack, looks for a hand pass, does it to Mossop. Mossop shoots for goal, and it is raining goals. Big John kicks a good one. Wilkes Geelong player. 13-12 to 12-5, and it's been a good quarter for North Melbourne.
Well, it's a 9-goal quarter before the Swans and the Kangaroos, and once again the magic of Jimmy Cracker. Still able to get that hand pass away after even being legged. And Mossop now, who's resting at full forward.
Pay for your mistakes, Kev. Neil Cordy should have held that one.
And he's been a good player too, Neil Cordy. Look at that for a magnificent shot. Of the
Not a
Opera
bad
House.
view, is it? It is almost as good as Melbourne. You would
Not
have
quite.
to say that.
Not quite, though, Tim.
Still not quite. It hasn't changed. 13 points the margin. 20 minutes into the term, and here go the Roos through Arsiri. Mossop, awkward half volley. Big fellow fights on. Browning takes it over the line. Throw in North Melbourne's forward pocket. But you get the feeling that just about anything could happen in this match with so many goals being kicked now. And North definitely not out of the contest by any stretch.
A bit slow there. Here it comes to the little quick man, Arsiri. Tackled by Holden. Hand pass is not good. Demetrio helps. Eventually it's back to Holden. Holden to open territory, and Graham Cordy and Steve McCann. Well played, Graham Cordy, to stop Steve McCann out jumping him. Smith out wide. Darren Harris it is. German short is clever. Out to half forward flank. Steele kicks it long, looking for Mossop. Carter's there with him. Oh, big leap there by Jim Cracker in front. Mossop is held. And I think the umpire will have to clear this mess.
Could have been paid a free kick then, Mossop.
Stephen right underneath it all.
And McCann now has gone to centre half back onto Graham Cordy, and Harris has moved up to the centre half forward line at the moment.
Fairley, big left foot snap. Oh, it's a good attempt. Where will it go? What a beauty. It's okay. Full points to North Melbourne. 4 goals to Ian Fairley. A very good performance, and he pulls the Roos back to within 7 points. But what a goal that was.
Well, it's been a close duel between Carroll and Fairley, but Fairley with his 4 goals has now taken the honours. Carroll early in the game seemed to be able to play very close to Fairley, but looks like a move has been made now, and Henwood has been brought out and placed at centre-half back onto Ian Fairley.
Williams drives them into attack again. Good running by Graham Cordy. Awkward one to Filand. Filand then hooks it back. Slips as Tony Morwood, having a bad day, and the mark is easily taken by his opponent Smith. Out it comes to Law. Law back towards half-back flank. Great leap, Donald McDonald, but unsuccessful. Clever stuff, Demetrio. Luckily to Larkin. Out to Steele. Steele then kicks it long downfield. Neil Cordy from behind punches. All North Melbourne. Darren Harris is clever to Larkin. In dangerous hands. Out to Phil Cracker. And Phil Cracker gets a beaut bounce. Back onto his left foot. Steadies. Kicks it long. And kicks it just off direction. And it bounces through for a point.
So a goal the difference, or 6 points. Swans having had 6 more scoring shots, but those excess ones are all behinds as Browning kicks to half-back. From behind, Phil Cracker. Larkin at ground level. To full forward. Nothing there for North. Browning front position. Arsiri the scout. Open goal, Love. And scores are level at the 23-minute mark. Second goal to Jason Love. Both of them in this term. And what a quarter it's been. North Melbourne have kicked 7 goals, 1, and the Swans have kicked 4-2.
And there's Larkin with that long kick to the square. Terrifically quick hands and great roving there by Arsiri, who's a true rover. Crossed to Love for his second goal. Even though apart from Jimmy Cracker, who's done reasonably well, the small men of the Kangaroos haven't actually dominated, but collectively they do enough all the time to keep worrying the opposition. And there's just another example of Larkin to Arsiri and then to Love.
I think Tom would be pretty annoyed with Browning that time too, Kevin. He pushed that away when he might have marked it with 2 hands on the ball. Might as well grab it if you've got the 2 hands there. Out it comes to Browning. Browning kicks it very long, looking for a Kappa leap, and he's got one, but nice play, Crocker. Well played, Kappa to Morwood. Morwood is caught with a good tackle. Hawke is giving assistance out to Kappa. A hurried left foot snap. There's a very good, well, it's not a good one because it's out of bound, but he really got ball to foot very quickly. Free kick is going to go to Stu.
24 minutes gone. 90 plays 90. Last year here it was North 95, the Swans 91 at close down time. Ironmonger the palm down, but straight to Jim Cracker. Now Larkin. He and Williams both earning plenty of the ball in this quarter. Well done, Larkin, although he doesn't kick so well to half forward. Very high. On the ground, it's Love again. Get your kick, son, and he doesn't. Great tackle by Henwood. Still a chance for North. Demetrio. Love brought down by Henwood for the second time. And well done by big Wayne Henwood to stop the flow then. Once, twice, and finally force the ball up.
It was like a giant Clydesdale, but he actually ran him down. That was a terrific, desperate effort by Henwood.
Yes, Tom Hafey will be proud of that one. And Henwood then thumps it towards the boundary line. Browning can't pick it up before it's out, but that really was. Henwood could have given up, but he didn't give up. He trundled after him and saved what looked to be a certain goal. Here comes Phil Cracker. Long hand pass is a beauty out to German. German is caught with a beaut tackle by Williams. And Williams says, look, he had the elbow up into the face. G. Williams takes some punishment. Out to Carroll. Carroll very long downfield where Stephen McCann and Ironmonger in the business. Behind, it's beautifully gathered in by Steele. Hotly pursued by Morwood. And Morwood did that very well, actually. But he couldn't break away with it, and eventually it trickles over the line.
Pushing the back to Steele, though.
Copious possessions to Steele today from the wing. He kicks to half forward. Harris the leaper, but the man with judgment was Dennis Carroll. On the half-back line for the Swans. In time on by a minute in this term. Now 15 metres, so the ball will come back. It won't be relayed to Hawke, even though he'd like it to be. He has to relay it back to Carroll, who is virtually on the centre line as he kicks. And he kicks long through half forward. Here comes Kappa. Didn't quite get into position in time. Big thump John Law was effective, but might come unstuck yet. Neagle from 50 metres. Bad kick. Kappa again there. At ground level. Morwood, did it trickle? Yes, it did. Tony Morwood gets his third. At the 26.5-minute mark, again the Swans draw to the front by one straight kick.
You see the big pack there, the punch there from Law back towards Neagle, who characteristically puts the ball under his arm and really runs his full distance. Once again, we see the Swans flying there with Kappa and Morwood. And this just trickles through. We see Ross Smith, who's done a reasonable job today on board, but now 3 goals to Morwood, 2 this quarter.
Thrip to Williams. Filan shows lots of courage. Picked up by Graham Cordy. Ackley gets the bounce. Awkward one. Still got lots of time to give it across to Crocker. Crocker pursued by Kappa and loses the run of it badly and gives Morwood the chance. Well played, Kappa. Hand pass comes to Hawke. Look out, you're caught. Dodges and he's caught with a good tackle. Hooks it back and it's past Law. It is past him and through. Well, it must have been just a fingernail away for John Law, and bad luck for North Melbourne, but it all started when Darren Crocker fumbled when he was miles away from his opponent, Kappa.
2 miraculous goals here to the Swans in a matter of only a minute. As we see Hawke here, this is a very lucky goal. He was just able to get his boot to it, and Law so desperate. So that goal to Moore that's trickled through, and that one also to Hawke, all of a sudden opens up a 12-point lead.
7 goals to 6 in this amazing third quarter. North have kicked 7, and they're looking for an 8th to try and draw back to within a goal. But the Swans have again snatched a 12-point lead, and Steve Wright from 50 metres out makes it 13 as he kicks the Swans 13th behind.
Well, there's nothing quicker than the hand passes that come from people like Williams in the centre. That one went to Wright, just dazzling fashion. Crocker out wide. In front was Fripp. Larkin been a very good player. Fine hand pass to Steele, who's picked up bundles of possession. Steele downfield. Passmore in front. Punched away well by Neil Cordy. Harrison Healy got there beautifully. Now Passmore tackled. Gets it nicely to the danger man. Here comes Phil Cracker. Sent it long to looking for Mossop. Carter and Mossop a strength duel. Mossop almost won it. Did win it. Well, there they were, just strength to strength, no chance of jumping. It was Colossus against Colossus, and the giant frame of John Mossop won it, and won it very well. Eyes on the ball, one-hander after 3 juggles. Johnny Mossop.
Reminiscence of Kappa's mark also early in the game with that one hand.
He's kicked 1 as number 4. The boy from Penola, south near the South Australian border, and what a fine kick it was too. It has been an extraordinary quarter.
And Bolton has been brought back onto the ground, and Thrip is off for the Swans. And this is a 2-man war, pushing and shoving between Carter and Johnny Mossop, but beautiful skills there of Mossop to be able to control that ball and then just bring it down the arm. Just lets it roll down the arm there. Thank you very much, he said.
He must be a strong man to stand his ground against Carter in that sort of mood. So at the Sydney Cricket Ground, 7 points the difference. The Swans in front, 30 minutes into the third quarter. North have kicked their 8th goal for the term. Probably time for 1 or 2 more, because it will be a long quarter. Healy wins it out of the centre. Free kick, not paid. Healy again wins it out of the centre, but Law in the way. Bangs it back to half forward. Harris front position. Jim Cracker. Love again, who's kicked 2 goals for the term. Where will this bounce? Henwood, safe defender. Out to Bolton, who's got a hectare, or half a one at least. And he knows how to run. Into trouble. Carroll from the centre line to half forward. Norwood in front. Kappa finishes up on the seat of his pants. Free kick to North Melbourne for a high tackle to John Mossop, who kicked a goal down at the other end a few moments ago. Off to Smith.
Mossop's been a fine player all day. Matthew Larkin in great position. Tackled by Bolton. Long one out towards Demetrio and Steele. Steele picks up and drives him into attack again. And Cracker in front. Well done, Philip. Really came into that ball so nicely.
Jim.
It's Jim, it is. Bill wouldn't mind which one it was. And Jim Cracker is within kicking range. Short, easily done too, to the man who can kick the ball so well, in Peter German.
He's not really any closer. Jim was well back from the man on the mark as he kicked.
I think he's a fraction closer, and I think it'd be in better hands. The man who can kick it further, and the man who can kick it very straight, and that's exactly what he does. It was McRae. No, McRae went across and patted.
Peter German.
Yeah, it was Peter German.
That's his third goal, Doug.
Yeah.
Kicked one in the first quarter, one in the second, and one in the third. He's been one of those players who just has contributed in and out of the game, but North Melbourne this quarter and the Swans, we thought the first two quarters were a bit low-key. This third quarter's had everything. 9-1 to 6-3, and North draw to within a point once again. Once again, it's Healy out of the centre. But once again, it's Law who bangs it back to half forward. Jim Cracker. Neagle. Siren. Three-quarter time. An epic quarter of football. At the end of it, the Swans leading.
In comes Ironmonger and Mossop chooses to run with it. Out it comes, and it's shot for goal. Mitchell. And Mitchell, I was going to say at three-quarter time, Kev must have been off the ground, I think, in that third quarter, because I don't think I saw him the whole of the quarter.
Well, he wasn't off the ground, Doug, but certainly he didn't feature in any passage of the play. He just didn't get a kick. Well, he's had at least 2 kicks because he's booted 2 goals, but he hasn't been a good player today for the Swans, and that particular time just able to take that lucky knockdown from that Mossop-Ironmonger confrontation. But certainly that's the start the Swans would have wanted.
A 7-point lead at the 2-minute mark. Mossop the knock. Healy has won the ball out of the centre so often today. He was awarded a free kick then, but in fact the umpire allows it to go onto the Swans' advantage. Oh, it's paid to the man in front, to Ackley. I thought it was Mitchell's. He's not arguing. So one can only assume that the umpire called it well. What did you think, Kev?
I think the umpire was right.
Ackley to the centre line, and now a throw-in.
Good punch then by Nagel away from McRae. Yes, it really was a dispute of that one, but the old adage, front man gets preference, and that's what he got, and I think he probably deserved it. Ironmonger, a good one. Good bump by Healy. German underneath all of that. And there's, with the ball, the Diesel comes out with it, number 2, in there burrowing and ferreting and fighting. There's that out, 40 to North Melbourne, and here's another one, bout to Larkin. Larkin's kick is high towards the boundary line. Neagle, wonderful courage, wonderful speed, fine mark, and off goes the Dynamo and sends it long downfield. It's all North Melbourne. John Mossop takes another one.
And hasn't he had a good day? A couple of very good goals, and he's really trounced Ironmonger in the ruck. Up to half forward. Williams, well done despite the tackle. Brilliant hand pass to right. Quiet today. Kicks long. Here's Kappa in great shape.
A beautiful kick.
Great move, really. Williams under pressure, but getting such a good hand pass out, and then right, as you say, with just pinpoint delivery.
And prior to that kick, Henwood really did a great blocking piece of play to enable Wright to kick that ball without being under too much pressure. That was the reason he was able to kick it well out in front of Kappa. He's kicked 6. He has 48 for the year.
And he might be halfway to the 3 figures by the end of the match. 40 metres out. Lovely kick. 7 to Kappa. Tremendous performance at full forward. And the Swans getting a flyer in this last quarter. 2 goals in 4 minutes to lead by 13 points.
Well, once again, full marks there to Wright. There's Warwick's stats, 13 for the game. 7 goals and 1 behind. So he's had the kicking boot on, and Graham Cordy has just left the field. And Thripp has come back into the action.
And Ironmonger and Mossop are in the action. Ironmonger wins this one, but not to the right place. A long hand pass comes out wide from McRae towards Cracker. Phil Cracker. Kicked away from him strongly by Neagle, looking prominent. Beautiful football by Holden. Caught and does it very cleverly and gets it over the line as he's tackled. And that really was strong football by Craig Holden, out of bounds, but North in attack.
And Neagle has certainly lifted his play over the last 2 quarters.
5 minutes gone. Swans 13-point leaders. Healy again. Holden. Swans piecing it together beautifully. Neagle to half forward. Tony Morwood from behind Ackley. Brings him down now with a good tackle, and it's a ball up. The umpire saying it was held to the former Swan. And quite right too. He really had no chance. And Hafey building out the instructions. His team 13 points up and in attack.
Mossop won it so brilliantly out to Larkin. Larkin swings him into attack looking for Love. Love almost takes it one hand. Browning trying to gather him in. Love's been a very effective player. Good defensive football by Browning. Keeps it in play. Picked up cleverly by Carroll and a dazzling turn. Then another evasion. Long field downfield. Tony Morwood in front. Over the back it goes. Hit out cleverly by Love, but taken well by Steele. Steele a very long one down towards Browning once again, who bunches in preference to going for the mark, but gives Holden a wonderful chance. Whoa, he took a strong one from Steele. Gets it out nicely to Hawke. Hawke down to the flank, and in front it was almost taken by Healy. Or was it Tripp on the field? Capper off the ground is brilliant. Look at it go. And it's one behind, hit the post. That would have been the luckiest goal of all time if it had gone through.
Or the best.
Or the best.
Whichever way you look at it. Depends on who you barrack for.
Well, I wasn't barracking.
14 points the margin. The Swans doing all the attacking as Ross Smith favours the members' side. Swans have them in at ground level. Williams brilliantly. Hawke. Healy, 30 metres, straight as a die. And the Swans on the rampage. 3 goals in 7 minutes. A 1-point three-quarter time lead becomes 20. The game is not won, but they do have a grip on it.
Well, we mentioned at three-quarter time, the side that could come out and keep that running game going and that pressure, and particularly get that opening goal to really lift the confidence, would be the one that could have the ascendancy, and the Swans did that, and they've just continued to go on with it, and Healy's been a sensational player today.
Those are 3 skilled players, Williams to Hawke to Healy, and I agree, Healy being best on the ground. Here comes Neagle, doing his best for the second half to be the best player. Oh, terrible football by Smith that time. Steele will get him out of danger, hooks it back and straight to Neagle, having a picnic, and rightly goes back. He was going to give it to Stephen Wright, then he saw he was covered. Off he goes in that rollicking run he's got, sends it long to Ackley. Ackley takes a fine mark.
I'm still trying to work out what Ross Smith was thinking about a moment ago. He's got the ball now and kicks towards the wing. Bolton. Well played, Browning, beautifully done. Holden just beats the attempted smother. Ironmonger in front. Williams from 40 metres, well smothered. There's North really trying to close it up now. Larkin to the centre line. Awkward bounce, but well taken by Henwood, a good player. Bolton let it go. Holden pushed in the back. Obvious free kick right in front of the umpire. Moves it quickly. Bolton from the centre line. High to half forward. Ironmonger from the side. Big attempt by the big giant. Hawke to right from 50 metres out. Won't make the distance. Capper's there. The crowd screaming. And Morwood. One behind. And the Swans lead by 21 points.
That's on about the, third or fourth occasion now that we've seen Morwood and Capper flying together in that goal square.
They've got to give Capper more room, Kevin. You're quite right. He's not getting a fair go. He's done it so well to do so well today. Mossop completely eclipsing Ironmonger, which is quite a surprise up here on this ground. Ironmonger normally plays so well, and Ironmonger, as he so often does, looking pretty tired in the second half. Neil Cordy from behind punches it down. Wright is tackled high, I thought, and the free kick will go to Wright. But this is the best game I've seen Wayne Henwood play. He has not made a mistake. And another high tackle. Stephen Wright off again. Tough and durable. Sends it long. John Mossop in front, but behind him Steve McCann takes the mark at centre half back.
To Smith, who's got 5 metres. Long kick to half forward. Chance for Love from behind. Probably should have held it. Had the sit. Didn't just lose the contest, lost the ball. Neagle, Bolton. from just behind the centre to half forward. Kappa caught out of position. And Big John Mossop, great player today. Smith doubles back, looks for Leeds, gets one from Demetrio. Good pass, couldn't quite hold it. Support from McCann, and a throw in now on the wing.
Again, Healy made pace on Demetrio. The lead was good of Demetrio's, the kick was good, and Gerard Healy accelerated, made pace, and was there just in time to just spoiling from it. And Mossop wins another one to German. German downfield where Love and Henwood thumps it out wide. Williams away from German. In a flash to Mitchell. Mitchell looks to kick it wide. It's a Kappa chance this time. He'll hit it towards well played Smith. Get it back to Steele, and Steele downfield, and Mossop and Ironmonger contest again in front. Mitchell then left foots it very poorly, and not a good day. Johnny Law, did he take it? No, Steele, I should say. Extraordinary episode. The mark is awarded.
Let's have a look and see if he really did mark the ball. It's been paid.
Yes.
My word, I don't think he did he?
No.
I think he grabbed it just as it was hitting the turf. McCann now at half-back has marked that kick legitimately, kicks North into attack. Not much to kick to up there. Love, a good knock-on, and wins his own ball. Good pass, great pass to Harris. Only 25 metres out, and the man who spent much of the day at full-back and had his copybook blotted by Warwick Kappa now has a chance to atone. And don't North need it. They trail by 21 points. Pressure kick. Offline. Margin 20 points at the 11.5-minute mark.
Cheering from the crowd, signifying he missed it.
Actually, I've seen Harris play a few times on the forward line, and he always looks a bit dangerous to me. He can take a good mark, and he's usually a pretty good kick, so I think it could be a good move.
Browning kicked the most superb kick out wide, taken by Carter. Carter wants to play. I'm not sure what to do about it, so kicks it long. Healy always a target. McCann playing pretty well in this final quarter. Taken away. Nice long one out, and here is an opportunity once again. It's Fyland. Fyland, is it? Downfield it goes and shoots and does it well. What a magnificent kick. That's his second. And Michael Fyland will get a great thrill out of that one because the angle was extremely acute.
Once again, it was fantastic play there by Tripp, who forced the tackle, then got it out to Healy, who was able to get it out to Michael Fyland, who has shown with 2 goals that he's a bit of a true boot, and the Swans really on top now.
Standard at Menga Park, Cookadidia must be pretty high, Kev. He's shown a bit of class. He's kicked 2 goals from about 4 kicks in league football, and the Swans are 26 points in front, and it could be more shortly. Kappa, who's kicked 7. Just about a throw. Hawke with skill. Throw in. Beside our close-up camera. Almost in the forward pocket for the Swans, who with 4 goals at the start of this quarter in the first 13 minutes have taken a real hold on the match. 26 points in front. Mossop, tireless.
Perfectly to Larkin again. Downfield it goes and up. In front goes Love, who's done very well. And he took a thump that time from Wayne Henry. Love downfield. Donald McDonald. Outmanoeuvred Carroll completely. Carroll looked for a free kick. Carroll's going to get a free kick. Carroll looked across at the umpire, said, "That's mine, isn't it?" And he signified, "Yes, it is." Tony Morwood in position, misses yet another one, gets it out wide. And here we are with Fyland underneath most of it. John Law comes to light with the ball. It'll be bounced.
Almost halfway through the term. And North with some catching up to do. Mossop again. Holden kicking in a hurry. Passmore out in front of Kappa. 2 men with plenty of tint in their hair. Passmore used to be a redhead. Not sure what Kappa was originally. I'm sure it's not his natural colour, though.
There's a chance for Law. Slings his foot at it. Strong play by Mitchell. Accidentally tripped as he went over the top of somebody. Williams says to Ackley, "Get out," even though you were up here at one stage. You're in the other colours, so you're an enemy. And it'll be bounced again. But they're certainly doing all the attacking. Up to date A magnificent last quarter of the first 14 minutes for the Swans. Mossop has been undefeated. He's reigned supreme. Williams in the thick of things. Looks, can't find anybody to give it to. Ackley pushes away from him. Back it comes to Passmore. Awkward bounce there for Smith. Tackled by Morwood. Gets a long hand pass cleverly to Larkin. A very constructive player, brilliantly to German.
McDonald it was who got it off to Demetrio. Fairley just forward of the wing. Demetrio looking for the hand pass, but Fairley goes all the way himself up to Harris at full forward. Jostling. Right scouts as the ball comes loose. Phil Cracker supported by brother Jim. Great delivery, Jim Cracker. And fine Mark Love.
Well, North deserved to get that because they have no doubt that Carter was infringing against Harris. He was holding Harris back before, so this could well be
justice, you think?
Justice, I would think, Doug.
Kicked 2 goals in the third quarter. Couple of deep breaths because North really need it. They trail by 26 points. He kicks well. And the margin back to 20 at the 16-minute mark. And North the type of side that could still snatch it, as Jason Love gives them hope with his 3rd goal.
Well, they certainly are a type of side that can snatch it. Under Kennedy, we've seen North pull off some remarkable finishes when they've really been down and out. And mainly because they have got that ability to, with their smaller players, to create something positive so quickly. So a goal out of the centre here would certainly bring North Melbourne back into this game.
Tom Hapey not happy with Mitchell taking him off the ground. Here comes Jim, here comes Phil Cracker out wide. It's a lovely football and this man's played well. Love then shoots for goal and kicks his 4th.
Yep.
Brilliant answer from the centre. And what a long driving kick and what a magnificent time Jason Love has had. That's his 4th goal.
And Mark Browning has had a lot of trouble with Jason Love since he came onto the ground in that 3rd quarter. He just hasn't been able to handle the elusiveness of him. I don't think he's all that quick. We saw Henwood running down early in the game, but he is an elusive player.
So 14 points the difference. 17 minutes gone in the quarter. And North fighting back as the Long Johns, Ironmonger and Mossop clash again. Henwood boots the Swans into attack. Tripp forced to go the spoil. Steele the scout. Great smother by the Swans. Filan threw that out with one hand. Should have been a free kick to North Melbourne. Instead, Holden goes goalward and kicks a goal. And once again, the Swans lead by 20 points, but I think they are very lucky.
I agree, Tim.
Let's have a look at it again. A one-hander from Filan. There's the ball coming loose, and here it is.
Yes, and Williams here holds the ball back. That was magnificent play. He waited till Holden had ran past and was clear before he gave that hand pass, which enabled him then to kick that goal, which the Swans needed to reply very quickly. Still, it's anyone's game.
Once again, the Diesel sets up another one. He's quite an extraordinary player. Mossop, great play out towards Bolton. Kicked away. Larkin's always Mossop's target. Picked up by Browning. In lots of trouble, but a good hand pass this time to Neil Cordy. Out to Steve Wright, running with the flight of the ball. On half-back flank, and wisely decides to take his time. Kicks it down towards centre wing position. Tripp in front almost took a good one. Steele playing a great second half. In a flash out. Short one from German. Chance for a long one. Back it comes to McRae. McRae will steady. Steady again, shoot for goal, hooks it and puts it straight through.
Yes.
Well played.
What a great goal. Breaking 2 tackles and keeping North in it again.
Shows a lot of aplomb, Kev, doesn't he?
Well, I saw him for the first time against Richmond last Friday night. He's from Sandgate in Queensland. He did show a lot of strength here because Bolton is a very tenacious tackler. He's only a teenager, and that was an important goal. And North Melbourne have lifted their play.
We've had a caller in Melbourne let us know that, in fact, he comes from Rosebud. But the family moved up to Queensland.
From Sandgate, he came to play with North Melbourne.
Law on the half-back line. Kicks the ball back to the centre line to Larkin, who's found some space. 19 and a half minutes gone. 14 points in it. Nicely done, Larkin inside to Steele, who's been a great player. Harris in the middle. Couldn't quite grab it. Jim Cracker. Now Love for number 5. What a kick. What a goal. What a contest. 20 minutes gone and the Kangaroos back to within 8 points. And Jason Love has kicked 5 goals in the second half.
Well, it's been a sensational performance by Love. He came on the ground against Richmond and couldn't do a thing really. Missed a couple of easy goals, but today he hasn't. Look at the tenacity of Jimmy Cracker as he tried to crash his way through. And Jason Love, who had the reputation of being a real goal sneak playing for Port Melbourne, has really shown here today on the Sydney cricket ground.
Yep, that was almost as good as Ian Fairley's unbelievable snap. Great performance by Love. Mossop another one. Healy sharks it. Boots him into attack and nobody at home except Graham Cordy. Not a defender in sight. And they want a quick reply. He was going to kick to Kappa. I think he'd be better to shoot for goal. If he could make the distance, and he could make the distance from there, it'll be a good one. But Graham Cordy, Kappa lurking in the goal square, so is Mossop and Ironmonger. Kicks it long, won't make the distance. Ironmonger in front, Mossop a wonderful spoil. Beautiful play, Larkin, ran into lots of trouble. Out of danger from Smith, straight to Phil Cracker. And North are still in it. Bill Cracker at centre-half back. Out wide it goes, and this is to the running Steele, who's been absolutely brilliant. He drives it, great shot to McRae, and McRae now is between centre and centre-half forward. Harris gives a lead, then moves forward. McRae decides to kick it long. Big leap by Crocker. Picked up nicely by Neagle. Neagle goes for a run out to Browning. Browning's got nobody to kick to and deliberately kicks it out of bounds and did it with style and class. There was only Phil Cracker down there in front of him.
Well, the Kangaroos yet to be beaten by the Swans in Sydney. Last year they won by 4 points. In 1985 they won by 5. In 1982 they won by 6, so they've had some narrow squeaks and they could still snatch this one. They trail by 8 points at the 22-minute mark. Jim Cracker to the forward pocket. Crocker underneath it, running with the flight of a very awkward one. And a throw in 20 metres around from the behind post. About 8 minutes of play left in the game, and the Kangaroos certainly not out of the contest.
Good spoil by Neil Cordy. That time Larkin tried to do it all himself, but didn't quite get away with it. Umpire says he'll bounce it again. In a fascinating battle in the centre of the ground, Larkin has not really tried to stick with Williams, which many times has proved catastrophic, but the other times he's got the ball himself so well and used it so well, it's been even Steven. Here's Williams. Williams downfield and Mossop and Ironmonger. Ironmonger can't, Mossop can't mark it. Phil Cracker out to Demetrio. Demetrio sends for goal. Crocker, great mark. A great mark. Tremendous skills, number 27.
One of the few times that Cordy has been outpointed today. Neil Cordy's been a very good defender along with Henwood. This is a top mark by Darren Crocker.
Yes, Neil Cordy, as I mentioned earlier, has really got a magnificent physique for half-back flanker. And Darren Crocker's got a super physique to be playing on a half-forward flank because he can hold a key position. Kicks for goal. And the match is really alive now. It's 133 North Melbourne to 135 Sydney Swans. 2 points the difference, and 23 minutes and 26 seconds have gone in the final term.
Running with the flight of the ball, it's always a difficult one to take, and Phil Cracker's been moved up onto the centre wing and he's played a good last quarter, and Jimmy has also continued to lift his form since that opening first quarter. And we said a few moments ago it was anyone's game. Well, I suppose no truer words were ever spoken, Tim.
2 points the margin as the Ruckman share the honours. And finally, Neagle wins the honours out of the centre. Up to half forward, Hawke versus Steele. Steele has been superb. The mark has not been paid. Graham Cordy met by Larkin. Steele, great hand pass. Demetrio, well tackled. Or was he? He wasn't, and gets a free kick against Healy. And Demetrio puts North into attack. They're 2 points down. Larkin in front of Holden. Tremendous mark in front with Phil Cracker crashing into them from behind. And Larkin is about 80 metres from goal and will put North deep into attack.
Goes for a long one, looking for the flying Harris. In front was Crocker. Here comes Jim Cracker. And is picked up there by Love. He's flattened. They
back.
rode him into the ground. And the free kick will go to North Melbourne. And I think those North Melbourne supporters are fairly excited about all of this, and rightly so. And Jason Love, this will be the match of his lifetime if he gets
What about the roving here of Jimmy Cracker?
Wasn't it
Look at this off the
beautiful?
back. He was just couldn't quite get through. It was a great tackle.
Yes, he caused it all, Kev, didn't he?
Oh, it was fantastic anticipation.
Here comes Love now to kick his 6th goal in the second half and to put North Melbourne in front at the 25-minute mark. Did he hook it?
No, it was a goal.
He got it. What an extraordinary performance.
6 goals in a half of football to Jason Love, and North Melbourne in front by 4 points. They haven't been in front too often today, but 25 seconds into time on, they've snatched the lead. Now, some people might ask, why wasn't Jimmy Cracker penalised for holding the ball? Because he tried to barge through. I'd say the answer is that the ball was jolted out of his hands by the tackle.
4 goals to Jason Love in this final term. 2 in the third quarter.
In time on by 3/4 of a minute. The Swans headed for defeat number 3 on end as the Kangaroos through Steele again are into attack. Jim Cracker. Neagle. Browning from half-back. Scrubby kick to the centre line. Steele again, he's everywhere. Demetrio. Crocker. Within range, he can have a shot. No need to play on there. He'll kick from 45 metres out. And beyond the 26-minute mark, a goal would make it very difficult for the Swans to win this. Tremendous revival from North Melbourne. Crocker a share in it already with 1 goal. And now for number 2. He has done it. And the Kangaroos have played a withering second half of this last quarter. And they lead by 10 points, approaching the 27-minute mark.
Well, it's going to be tough now for the Swans to come back because the Kangaroos have their tails up and they're playing far better football. Terrific play by Jason Love, who's been an outstanding player this quarter. Steele's been superb across the half-back line. Crocker, 2 goals this quarter. And the good players continue from Mossop and Smith.
And downfield it goes once again. Kappa from behind. That was an unbelievable catch. Over the top he went, sat on his shoulders and takes the mark of the match and quickly kicks it down looking for Tony Morwood. And in front was Ackley with a wonderful telling mark. And Ackley, who's played so well for the Swans in yesteryear, now for North Melbourne, saves a very difficult one for them. Out wide it goes once again.
And a great attempt by Fireland. It comes to Cordy. Now Crocker. Big effort in this last quarter from him after a quietish day. McDonald, Phil Cracker to the wing, and it's all North there. German, if he can get there in time. Healy starting to bear down, does it well. And forces a throw in as Tommy bites back the frustration at the 28-minute mark. His side really looking down the barrel.
I was going to say to you, Kev, look at Tom, your old mate there. He's not looking too happy. Henwood goes up for a big one, unsuccessful. Driven downfield once again. Out comes Carter. Can't hold it. Punch past him. Follows on, does Rob. Goes again. Loses it, but takes the free kick. And my word, he's been a very strong, safe and dependable defender. But they've got to move it very, very quickly now. Up goes Fireland. Punched away there by Cordy. Ironmonger. A quick one, but it's in danger to Hawke. Hawke gets it out wide. Looking there for Thrip. Thrip is shepherded. Trips left, pushes it downfield, but into the crowd, and I think it's too late. Too late for the Swans as Ackley takes the free.
I'm certain it's too late, Doug. It's been a fantastic last 15 minutes by North Melbourne. They've just been ferocious.
Maybe 2 or 3 minutes left, 2 goals would snatch it, but suddenly the Swans look tired and North look confident and full of running. Holden, well done to Neagle. Well done, Neagle, great stuff. Punts them into attack to Kappa again, another big leap. Mossop, Law, great tackling. Kappa, Morwood, great smothering now. Cordy, Graham, high and home. No, hit the post. I think it hit the post, and behind it is the result. It was almost there.
I think it may have just grazed it, Tim.
And Steve McCann has taken it. Take breath. It's been an extraordinary second half of football. Stephen McCann sends it very long out looking for Mossop, who's been a winner. Mossop over the back. Here's another brilliant player in Healy. Healy, a perfect pass to Morwood. Ooh, Morwood did his best to flunk that too. And Tony Morwood could kick it. Gets past the man the mark. 2 against him now. Kicks it poorly. Kappa past Moore and McCann. McCann out wide. Stephen Wright comes through strongly. It's shot off the ground and McCann comes in. Passmore with the ball. It's out of bounds. Well, there was a chance again there, but this could be it.
Tony Morwood must have felt he was just out of range, even though the man on the mark was at about 45 metres. Holden. Well done, Phil Cracker. Out of bounds, no score, and every North man really rallying to this cause at the moment. They're playing an inspired last quarter after the Swans kicked away early in the term and looked to have their name on it. 30.5 minutes gone. The Swans need 2 goals to snatch it. But North jamming it up, and away goes Larkin around the boundary line. Great pace from Larkin and tremendous poise, and then just grubs the kick brilliantly to the line. And there it is. A great victory to the Kangaroos. I don't think they come much better than that, as they were on the carpet a number of times during the day but refused to concede. And finally at the death knock, grabbing the lead and winning the match by 9.